New breed, global truth. Shalom, shalom. What's up? What up? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Limited tags in the building. Diana Penner, J. Miles Rue, what's up? Lathala Phillips, Miss Jacqueline, I see you. Jeremiah Jenkins, King Kai Talks. As you enter the broadcast, make sure you pound that like button. Got some breaking news for you, brothers and sisters. 28 girls hospitalized with anxiety after playing a devilish game. Oh yeah, we talking about the Ouija board. Now, this evening you're going to get a greater understanding on what the spiritual realm is really about and how people truly don't want to comprehend how real it is. You know, a lot of people think it's a game. Life is a game to them. It's all a joke. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. And you know, the Ouija board is shrouded in a lot of mystery. I'll tell you the things that we do know about it in this stream here. And you're going to get a greater understanding on what's really going on in those parallels, in those dimensions. And we're going to really break this thing down. Because all that everyone who has been taught about Ouija boards, or let me rephrase that. The typical person believes that when they play with one of these games, that either they're talking to a dead relative, i.e. a ghost, or they believe it's just something to play around with. Today, you're going to understand what they're really contacting, what they're really channeling. And we're going to parallel this with some scriptures. Because evil exists in physical form. Evil exists in inanimate objects. Exactly. Lathala Phillips knows it. We're talking about familiar spirits today. And we're going to break down what a familiar spirit is. Right? And you're going to find out that there's no such thing as ghosts, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Only familiar spirits. No such thing as ghosts whatsoever. That's not what's being channeled. These familiar spirits have been around for a long time, possessing people. So I want to talk a little bit about this story that I came across. Somebody said that I didn't have sound. Put a 1 if you all are hearing me properly. And if I do have sound, I will be removing this individual. Let's see. Okay. Let's get this person on up out of there. You can expect those kind of people to come through and play games. All right. We don't have no time for games. Now, let's get into it. And thank you for the super chat. Ernestine, I appreciate the 20. And also Jacqueline, thank you for the 20 as well. It's highly appreciated. Now let's get to this story here. And I'm going to add some scriptures. I'm going to explain what happened to these young ladies. Now, and we're on Spiritual World. And it reads, nearly 30 schoolgirls have been hospitalized with anxiety attacks after allegedly playing with Ouija boards at their school in Colombia. There were 28 possible cases of anxiety in school students, said Hugo Torres, head of the Galerias Educational Institution in Galerias, where the incident took place, per Jam Press. According to the outlet, alarm bells went off after the girls reportedly suffering signs of fainting, anxiety, and other symptoms at school. They were subsequently admitted to a municipal hospital occupied by parents and school faculty. Info on the students diagnosed has yet to be released. However, many parents blame the in-school's use of Ouija boards, a Jumanji-esque pursuit that uses a sliding pointer to spell out messages in a mysterious way, created in the US, 1886. Now, for those who don't know, Ouija boards was created approximately 125 years ago in Baltimore. And there's a lot of mystery. There's a really dark history as well. I want to tell you a little bit about this Ouija board. Research shows that Charles Kennard, which was one of the founders, had always had his eyes on a chance to make a buck. But he was not the greatest nor the luckiest businessman. It appears he wasn't the most honest guy either. The second child of a successful Delaware merchant, Kennard moved to Maryland's Eastern Shore in the 1800s, in the 1880s to be exact, after developing secret bone mixing recipes for fertilizer. In fairness, everyone in the fertilizer business claimed a secret recipe. So here we have a businessman who was in the business of making fertilizer, and they would use bones, possibly even human remains. They all had a secret concoction, a secret ingredient in that particular field. And see, we're gonna see how this transpires to this game that people seem to be playing with, right? Thinking it's a joke, right? Everyone in the fertilizer business claimed a secret recipe following initial fairness. Everyone had a secret recipe. It says his Chestertown plant went to auction due to a combination of drought, competition, and so forth. 2 generations earlier, it says, oh, let me read on here. It says, a furniture making turned coffin maker turned undertaker. Now a typical career progressed for the day, where he created another plan. And so this is how he got into the Ouija board business. Now, you got to keep in mind, in the 1900s, in that century, going into from 1880 to 1900s, people's relationship with death was quite morbid. Let's see. It says, after numerous rejections, Elijah Bond, a local attorney who claimed his sister-in-law was a strong medium, finally took an interest. Soon enough, the Kennard Novelty Company started, which was then the Ouija board, right? All right, so he got in touch with a medium, a witch. And this is how this came aboard. After, we don't even know what the game is actually made out of. I'm talking about the material. Now, the Bible tells us, Leviticus 19:31, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. I am the Lord your God. So what he did was, the founder of the Ouija board, he could not get a break in business. He tried to be a coffin maker. He tried everything. He just wasn't talented enough. He wasn't focused enough. He wasn't driven enough. But he know how to concoct materials out of compost, more than likely rotten limbs, body parts, teeth, lips, skin, face, bone marrow, tissue. And not saying that's what the Ouija board is made of, but it's a mystery. But he couldn't quite make it. So he had to find himself a witch. He had to find himself a person to, help him divine, to make this game board successful, to actually channel a familiar spirit within this game board. So it's no surprise that these young ladies, they're suffering right now. It goes on to say, we're going to talk about what happened to these young ladies. It is unclear when the school plans to update the public on the student's condition, while authorities have not confirmed whether a police investigation is underway. It should be plain as day. It should be plain as day what it was. It was demon possession. It was straight up demon possession. No ifs, ands, and buts about that. Isaiah 8:19. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God? For the living to the dead, from the living to the dead. See, they're trying to communicate with dead relatives, people who passed on, not realizing that people that passed on had spirits that were latched on to them. A lot of these young ladies don't understand that people had demons before they died, and those demons are looking for hosts. So they're thinking they think they talking to auntie. They believe they talking to their cousin and their uncle and their auntie and them. But no. They're dealing with the demons who actually plague them. So they're dealing with those familiar spirits through those mediums. And what those young ladies are undergoing right now is extreme possession. And a lot of people are going to be dealing with this possession because inside a lot of people's homes is tarot cards, Harry Potter board games as well. Yeah. Inside a whole lot of people's homes, there is Magic of the Gathering cards. There's various mediums, portals, gems, rubies, stones, gold that they purchase from pawn shops. And their spirits operating throughout these homes. And when people play these games, they open up organic portals and gateways. And if you don't have any spiritual protection, better believe they're able to jump into the bodies of these individuals. It's very real. And I can guarantee you, they're not going to give you many updates on these people because they have been severely possessed. If you can imagine, y'all, I want y'all to picture this. Peep this right now. Those individuals, as we speak, are more than likely in padded rooms. That's why authorities are not giving any updates. They're more than likely enduring exorcisms. Brother Ant, thanks for the $50 contribution, my brother. Highly appreciate the support, fam. They're going through it right now. I'm going to take y'all to something to show you that demons, they talk. They can help move objects. Demons are actually cognitive. And a lot of people don't understand that they're cognitive to the physical realm. And we get proofs of that in the Bible. I'm going to go to Acts chapter 19. There's some interesting scriptures I want to share with y'all. Acts chapter 19, verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Jesus, saying, we adjure you by Jesus whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons, one of Sceva, a Jew, and a chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, so now let's get this right. While they were in the midst of an exorcism, they were calling on Christ because they heard of him through Paul's teachings. And through the midst of this, the demon in the person actually spoke and responded. So we know that demons can be cognitive to what's happening physically through a person as well as through objects. So what I mean by that is, if you bring something into your home that doesn't belong there, and all of a sudden, things in your home, inanimate objects, started moving. That's that demon's full way of communicating. So if you have things moving in your home, if you're hearing things that's going bump in the night, the demon is conscious to its environment. They are conscious of their environment. And you got to understand, in the invisible, there's spiritual warfare going on all the time. Demons and angels are fighting all the time. They're always trying to impose and intrude. So if you're hearing things that go bump in the night, you should be in prayer. Now, peep this. It goes on to say, and the Spirit answered and said, Jesus, I know, and Paul, I know, but who are ye? Jesus, I know, Paul, I know, but who the hell are you? The demon was like, who the hell are you? So people be in over their head. Some of these demons could be strong. So when you playing with an ancient board game such as a Ouija board, you're not spiritually grounded enough to even communicate with that type of thing. So the demon like, listen, Jesus, I know who Paul is. I know who they are, but who are you? So let me tell you just like this, them little 28 girls that was playing with that Ouija board, they got, for lack of better terms, they got slapped all over that place. You playing with the devil, you playing with Satan and some of his top minions. Christ, they know who his disciples are. They know who his chosen are. But for you people out here who think things is a game and think you could just play around with sorcery and magic and divination, listen, you in over your head. Some of these spirits can really, really cause some damage. I'm talking about lifetime damage. Life damage for life, right? That's why we don't play these type of games. This is why we preach against people playing with the tarot cards and calling psychics and doing crystals and getting into all this new age mysticism and African spiritualism and all of this nonsense. Is going to have you destroyed out here. You're going to have heavy demonic affliction. Keep on playing them games. If you don't even have Christ and Paul. Scripture goes on to say in Acts, it says, and the evil spirit answered and said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them. Damn. So that they fled out and was left naked and wounded. Damn. So let me get this right. Them demons, because them people didn't have the spiritual voltage, they didn't have the authority, they didn't have the power. They was like those Roman Catholic priests that be trying to like remove demons out of people. And what the hell be going on? Demons just be slapping people across the damn room. For the person who said, who wrote the Bible, I'm gonna block you. Men wrote the Bible. Men of the Most High wrote the Bible. Why would you be over here on a biblical channel asking silly questions like that? Men wrote cookbooks too, but you'll sit there and make a recipe. It's the dumbest thing ever. You new age people are ridiculous. All the books that y'all read were written by men. But for some reason, this book that was written by men of the Lord, that's a problem. You see how dumb that question is? Every book was written by men. Does that answer your question? It was inspired by the Holy Spirit. Why is it the new age and a conscious community can adhere to any other book but the Bible? Because the Bible holds a mirror up to your foolishness. That's what it is. Now, as you can see, them demons weren't playing no games with them people. Let's read this again, just to show you. This is exactly what happened to them 28 girls. And the evil spirits said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded. They was out of the, listen, they fled out of the house naked and wounded. And this what happened when certain people try to rid demons. Listen, the doctors can't do nothing. You hospitalize them young girls. A hospitalization ain't gonna help. Listen, if they don't have men of Yah, if they don't have the people of Yah who can actually heal, listen, those young ladies are going to more than likely be scarred for life. They're going to be overtaken by them demonic spirits just for playing with that Ouija board one time. Just for playing with it one time. You can't take these people to a hospital and expect these people to be healed. Crazy. That's madness. Let me see. Let's go. Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards. That's what's going on right now. All while the Most High God is destroying your idols right before our eyes. Idols are dropping left and right. In the last days, statues getting struck by lightning. The gods of the Gentiles are being cast into the sea. But all while it's happening, now people are just seeking after who? The diviners. Now people are seeking after the witches and the warlocks. That's who people turn into now. That's how we know we're in those times. Because the idols ain't working now. They got to try to divine and play these devilish games and try to hop over there in the spirit realm and not understand what they dealing with. See, listen, ladies and gentlemen, just because a person claim to be spiritual don't mean that they have the Most High. You have a lot of people who's spiritual. The devil himself is spiritual. His demons are spiritual. So all them psychic readings and all of this nonsense and playing with Ouija boards, that ain't no joke. Pixie Glam says, I've been trying to speak truth, but people are not listening. I just pray and keep it moving. That's all you can do. Yep. Romney Black says they need the psych ward after playing with them games, playing with them demons. They absolutely do. And I guarantee a lot of these young ladies are in the psych ward right now because they ain't going to know what to do with them. What they perceive as anxiety is actually possession. Real talk. Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of strange things happening like this. This is going to be just one story of many, because as time dwells, there's more and more of these situations taking place. Let's see. Let's go to Leviticus. Actually, let's go to Acts 16:16. This is powerful right here. Acts 16:16. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. So here we have a witch that like to play with tarot cards, Ouija boards. She like to play with crystal balls, and she makes much money doing so because she's soothsaying, which is just pretty much manipulating, telling the people what they want to hear, channeling the demons so she can get insight on what to tell the people, right? In essence, that's what soothsaying is. You dibbling and dabbling with strange spirits, but those spirits are telling you how to manipulate, right? It says in verse 17, the same followed Paul and us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High God, which show unto us the way of salvation. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Jesus Christ to come out of her. And he came out of her the same hour. See, that's the only way. You see how Paul was able to get, rid that person, that young lady, that soothsayer? That same hour, the demons that was in her came out in Christ's name and Yeshua's name. Wow, that's the only way. They could do what they want to do. It's the only way to help these young ladies. But the world has forgot about the Messiah. The world don't take the Messiah serious. So you're going to see a lot of people who are non-believers who are going to turn their back on the Messiah. And guess what? They're going to be open vessels for demon possession. Yeah, Jacqueline says, don't use sage. Really. Sage does no earthly good. Let me explain this. For all the new ages, conscious community folks, all these individuals out here who are quote unquote spiritualists, right? Let me explain this to you. There is no physical or inanimate object that can help you under spiritual warfare and attack. There is nothing that can help you. Only the Messiah, only the Spirit of truth, only the Word of God can help you. Only the scriptures can help you no matter what. During spiritual attack, that's the only thing that can help you. Exactly. People don't even understand that sage invites demonic spirits. Sage was used in occult circles. Yep, frankincense. Somebody said frankincense and myrrh. Frankincense and myrrh is just to purify the air. That's not to help cleanse or rid spirits. There's only one way to rid spirits, and that's Christ. That's the Messiah. There's no other way. There is no other way. So everybody who's bringing those charms and pendants and stones and jinns into your home, believing that you're protecting yourself, no, you're actually inviting spirits, and you're becoming reliant on these objects. I'm gonna tell y'all a Ouija board story. And this is many, many, many years ago. And this is how I knew this stuff was real. Many years ago, I was over a homeboy house. You know, we was all in high school, me and my friends, skipping school. You know what we done back in the day, just skip school, and whoever parents ain't home, we go kick it over they house, smoke weed, you know, invite the ladies over, whatever it is we gonna do. We gonna go chop it up, right? So, you know, brothers wanted to go smoke, right? So the dude's house that we was at, didn't really know the guy too well, but the guy's house that we was at, and I'm just telling y'all this story, it's the real deal, right? Didn't know him too well, but he said, look, we got to go smoke in the basement, y'all. We all got to go smoke in the basement. So, you know, back in the day, you know, we got the blunts in rotation. So not only are we high, right? But this guy, he pulls out a Ouija board. Now we already, now listen here, we already drinking, smoking, sitting in a circle. We all just chopping it up, you know, kicking it, talking about movies, talking about whatever, right? This dude pulls a Ouija board out. And the basement already looks creepy as hell, to say the least. It just looks creepy. You know, it's a basic basement. It's kind of cold down there. Spider webs all over the place. It's kind of dusty down there. The floor of the basement, half of it wasn't even done. And he pulls this Ouija board out. And, you know, I knew a little something about the spiritual realm because of my upbringing, and I knew immediately I didn't want to be around it. So they pull this Ouija board out. They sitting there playing with it, right? I don't know if it's working or not. All I knew it was, you know, in a minute, I'm about to leave. But because drugs was involved, and I don't know, I guess we were smoking some za, some loud. I don't know what we was on, right? But I was stuck, literally stuck to my seat. Like, I don't know if you ever felt this, like, if you smoke some really strong marijuana where you just can't, like, your mind is telling you get up and leave, but your body is just, you stuck. So anyway, I was stuck. And I'm like, man, this is dumb, man. You know, there ain't nothing about to happen with this, man. They just acting stupid, playing games. So, yo, the minute where they started playing with it, probably about 5 minutes in, nothing is happening. Yeah, couch lock. Yeah, you can't function. That's why I'm not into drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to be functional, especially if something spiritual is going on around me. At the time, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really all the way in it, right? But anyway, yeah, this is true story right here. So all of a sudden, y'all, I'm looking at everybody around me. I'm looking around. Everybody just started looking like demons to me, bro. Everybody started looking like evil, like their faces was moving. And then I look up and there's a light bulb. There's like a light hanging. It doesn't have a fixture or anything, but there was a light bulb in the middle of the basement. Yo, tell me why, ladies and gentlemen, it had to be like 30 flies just come out of no damn where. Like 30 flies, y'all, just popped out of nowhere and was surrounding the damn light bulb. I lie to you not. And then I know some of y'all saying, nah, New Breed, you was high. You was high off that weed. There wasn't no flies. Bro, the dude who took his name was Marcus. That's what his name was. The dude that took the Ouija board out stands up, grabs, like literally, y'all, he stands up and grabs flies. He grabs the flies. And then he slams like 5 of them down on the ground. I said, what the hell is going on here? So at that moment, right, all of that being stuck and all of that, my legs got life. And I got up. I'm like, man, I ain't playing with y'all, man. Y'all into some weird, I don't know what y'all into. But at that point, I knew that stuff was real. Whatever that game was they were playing with. And that's the first time that I was exposed to one of those. I said, that's real. So I was like, boom, I'm going to holler at y'all. I was out of there. I mean, I got up out of there. They stayed. They played around. I don't know. But normally flies come up when it's a dead body or something. Normally flies would come up if, you know, there's some type of rigor mortis taking place. If somebody or something stinks. Or it's some somewhere. You know, flies hover around So I was like, you know what? That was my sign. It's time to get out of here. Y'all weird as hell. So I got on up out of there. And that's my Ouija board story. Like, is this a real talk? This happened. I wasn't always, for the record, I wasn't always as spiritual as I am now. I wasn't always conscious. I wasn't always in the truth. I have life experiences which really pushed me this direction. Yeah, I don't know if dude was Lord of the Flies or what. Seriously. Because he legit grabbed these flies. Like, he reached up at the light bulb, grabbed the flies, slammed them. Never seen nothing like it. Ladies and gentlemen, when we went down in that basement, it wasn't no flies. Wasn't no flies. But I thought I'd share that story because I know that is something very ominous about that Ouija board. And I've studied the history of this thing. And the word Ouija, what does the word Ouija even mean? Let me see. First of all, it doesn't even have a stamp of legitimacy. From everything that I studied, it doesn't have a stamp of legitimacy, which means like it doesn't have any type of patent number. It doesn't have the game does not have a patent number. It ain't like Mattel or like any of those games. Somebody said don't smoke weed. Yeah, I mean, you can open yourself up for portals. You can open yourself up for demonic possession if you do any drug too much. Or let me rephrase that. Let me say it this way. If you open that pineal gland by stimulating it or overstimulating it in any way, even if you're drinking too much, you open yourself up for demonic possession. So to have something like a Ouija board in play, which more than likely these 28 schoolgirls, they was probably in there smoking that za. They was probably popping Adderalls. They probably had some Perkies, and their minds will open portals. Their minds were wide open portals. Now, I'm not here to judge your lifestyle and whatnot. I just recommend that, you live sober and vigilant, because the devil is a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. And then people lace marijuana left and right, man. Yo, I had this brother inbox me, which I won't say his name because I don't want to put his business out there. But it was one of my subscribers. He inboxed me about believing that somebody laced his marijuana. And I'm going to tell you that witches and warlocks work through drugs too. That's what it is. Drugs are potions. So he confronted the guy. He showed me screenshots and everything. He showed me the screenshots of him confronting this guy. He's like, Bree, what should I do? This dude is pretty much threatening my life. The dude threatened his life because he said, yo, I'm not rocking with you no more, because he smokes marijuana. And he said, listen, I ain't rocking with you no more because, I feel like you tried to lace me. And dude would say, oh, you're going to basically dude responded instead of, nah, bro, I would never do nothing like that. I ain't lace you. None of that. That's not what this warlock or wizard said to him. That's not how he responded. Instead, he was like, oh, so you're going to accuse me of that? You know what? F you. When I see you, it's on sight. Don't ever insult my integrity. When I see you, it's on sight. All because this man don't want to purchase anything from him and want to refrain from dealing with those dependencies. He was like, look, I don't even want to, he said in the screenshot, he said, I don't even want to smoke no more after that. So I'm saying that to say this, these wizards be trying to come off, it was a demon speaking, right? These demons be trying to come after people's lives. You think you just, having a little fun, having a little recreational drug. You don't even know there's witches and warlocks who then put stuff in that. And now you out here tweaked out. There's people that I know that are still stuck in 2000. They done smoked something that got them still stuck up in the year 2000. All it takes is one bad hit. So, the word Ouija, by the way, means origins of evil. Thank you for that. Ernestine, thank you for that. I meant to tell the audience that. Somebody said the good wizards rarely get caught. Yeah, they real good, and a lot of them don't get caught. But the fact that dude called him out, you know what it is. This story is crazy right here. Let me go to these scriptures. Let's go back to the verses here. Let me see. Let me go back here. Y'all give me one moment. All right, here we go. Man. Mark 3:11. An unclean spirit, when they saw him, fell down before him and cried, saying, thou art the Son of God. So let me get this right. There's certain people that the demons know off the break. The demons know them off the break. So when Christ was in the presence, they know, which goes to show, and we say this a lot. We say this a whole lot. Demons know exactly who you are. Some of y'all, as soon as y'all begin to wake up, to become spiritually enlightened, you're reading your Bible, you don't even know when you come in certain people's presence, they know you. They're very familiar with you, just like they were familiar with Christ when he approached the demon-possessed man. They're very familiar with you. They like, oh, I know who you are. But the question is, do you know who you are? Because if you know who you are, if you don't know who you are and they know who you are, oh, we have a problem. We have a problem. That's why it's important for all you spiritual ones, especially who having children out here in this drug-induced society. This society drug-induced. You know what I mean? Damn, everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, all of the rappers is on dope. They dope fiends, all of that. You need to let your children know who they are. Listen, let these youngest know, listen, you got the blood of kings and queens in you. Like it's certain things you just can't do because it's a spiritual warfare. Everywhere you go, devils and demons and serpents gonna recognize you. As soon as they look in your eyes, they're gonna recognize you. You are very special people. Now, if you don't know that and they know that, you're in real danger. You're in real danger. And everybody hit the like button on the video. Hit the like button on the video. Somebody said, it happened to me today in public. I could tell this person was possessed. And she stayed clear from me. See, that's what's up. Peoria Malcolm, thanks for the 5, says, my ex-wife is doing something. I go weeks without talking to my children. And when I finally do, my daughter constantly mocks me and runs in the background. Well, brother, I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, brother, let me just say this, give you this quick advice. Sometimes you got to take legal matters when things ain't going right. When a woman begin to keep you from your children, you have rights as well. You have rights as well. See, what a lot of brothers don't realize is that 80% of men who fight for their children do win some type of visitation where the courts get involved. You know what I'm saying? But here's the issue. Damn, the 90% of them don't even fight. 90% don't even fight to make that situation right. Somebody said, the public school system is what got generations hooked on drugs by misdiagnosing kids. Wow, yeah, real talk. You got all these children who on ADHD medication. You got all of these children who are literally brought up on drugs from the beginning. So it's sick out here. But one thing studies have shown lately, this is a fact, a statistical fact. Studies have shown recently that a lot of melanated people have decided to pull their children from public schools, which is a great thing. Somebody said, I constantly pray for my daughters in this society, right? You got to, I'm telling you. And listen, especially with your daughters. Especially with the daughters. Because a lot of the daughters, they're influenced by witchcraft. They're capricious in nature. Like these 28 girls in this school, they just think it's fun. Like they grew up watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch. They grew up watching all of these witch shows and you know, Sabrina and this one and that one and the Disney Channel and Snow White and listen, they grew up watching these things and they think magic is fun. You gotta let your daughters know. And you got to be careful what they watch. You got to be careful what they watch. They get inundated and brainwashed as youngins. And young ladies are a lot more likely to get involved in Ouija boards, tarot cards, magic, spells, all of those things. Eternal Vision LA says, New Breed, when you started wearing them shades, I knew what was up. You was protecting your eye portals because witches and warlocks can cast spells through the windows of the soul. Absolutely. That is actually one of the reasons. That is actually one of the reasons, bro. That is true. And trust and believe, when you on social media and you condemning the warlocks, you condemning the witches, you condemning the new age. Yeah, they watch shows like Charm. You're right. When you're doing these things, you got a lot of entities and a lot of forces that watch these channels. They really be over here. They really be over here watching. They the ones not liking the videos. They the ones that's not speaking in the comment section. Those are the ones who not engaging in the chat. A lot of them be just back there really planning, casting spells. Real talk. Yep. They got all kind of little shows they grew up on. Hocus Pocus. Yeah, all them shows. Charmed. Yeah. Yep. Somebody said, yeah, I used to practice witchcraft, but God woke me up real quick. I'm glad he woke you up because it ain't no joke. Well, better believe I'm covered by the blood of the Messiah. Ain't no doubt about that. But at the same time, I like to protect my energy. I like to protect my energy. There's times where I just got to go somewhere and be alone all together for extended amounts of time just to get on my square. Yeah, somebody said all them shows are trash. They are trash, but they have a huge influence. They have a huge influence. Real talk. Show you how these demons be working. Luke 33. Actually, we're in Luke chapter 4, verse 33. And it reads, and in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit and an unclean devil, and cried out with a loud voice, saying, let us alone. What have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us? I know thee who thou art, the Holy One of God. And Jesus rebuked him, saying, hold thy peace and come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the midst, he came out of him and hurt him not. And they were all amazed and spake among themselves, saying, what a word is this? For with authority and power he commanded the unclean spirit, and they came out. So now you have two different situations. Now you have a situation where Christ comes in and he immediately rids these people of demons. He rids this man of the demon. He shows nothing but authority, power, which he gave us the same power. Because remember in the book of Matthew, it says that the Lord gave us, the chosen ones, the elected ones, the power to tread over demons as well. Remember that. But you have one situation where Christ comes in authority, rids them out. And then you had another situation where the Pharisees, those of the synagogue, the quote unquote doctors, they're going to try to help the same people. And them demons like, look, I know Christ, I know Paul, but who the hell are you? So a lot of these people who playing with these games, they don't know. They do not know. Yo, Maria Plant or Pilot, thank you for the $50 super sticker. It's highly appreciated. Christian Prophet says, must plead Luke 10 and 19 ourselves in this warfare. Real talk. Real talk. Yeah, somebody said it. You can't never leave a drink around either. That's real talk. Shaq the student says, God, let the word of God raise your children, not the media with all the subliminal messages, even the blatant messages. Exactly. Because if you do, they'll be just like these 28 young girls. And for you parents out there that believe that you could just be quiet, not teach them anything, and you think that they're just going to pick the right direction and choose the Lord. No, it don't work like that. They're going to choose this evil 10 times out of 10 if we don't lead and guide them. Seriously. Exactly. That's what it is, Miss Mufasa. They're opening up curses to their lives. Born to Reach Many says somebody laced her niece's weed with fentanyl. She had to be revived, and she's still smoking weed. See, you know, the Most High trying to warn her. Tina Muse says, train up a child, and the way you will have them going, they won't depart from the faith. Real talk. That's real talk. Yep. I mean, these witches are real, man. And you got to be careful. If you got anything in your homes, y'all, that's questionable, get rid of it. Get rid of it. It was a sister that contacted me some years ago. And for those who don't know, I've been doing this work for some time, warning people about these games, these cards, this witchcraft. I've been warning people for a number of years about this. Yo, thanks for the 20. Great filibuster. Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit to see whether they are from Yah. For many false prophets has gone into the world. Absolutely. You got to test the spirit. Thanks for the support. I had a sister reach out who had a Ouija board. And this was wasn't even 2 years ago. It was about a year and a half ago. It was about a year and a half ago. And this sister reached out because I did a whole variety of witchcraft videos back in the day. And this one sister had reached out, and she had her kids living in the home with her. She was a single mom. She had a son and a daughter, and her son and the daughter was experiencing all kind of sleep paralysis. They couldn't sleep at night. They were very scared. They were petrified. She had her son would have panic attacks, and the young lady reached out, and mind you, she seen one of the witchcraft videos. She was not into the Bible. She was not into anything of the Most High at all. And she just was one of those people who didn't really have no belief system. It was more so just like, hey, we just live our lives. So I tried to help this sister, and I said, listen, what you need to do is see what's in your home. And I started naming stuff. I started naming things that her children may have, such as Magic of the Gathering books. And when I started saying that, light bulbs started going off. Light bulbs started going off. Do they have Harry Potter books? Do they have this? Do they have that? Do they have what kind of games do they have on the tablets? So on and so forth. And then light bulbs went off. And this woman is in the truth now. To this day, this woman is in the truth. She still is. I'm not saying her name. She's still a supporter of the content. She's on the right direction, the right path. She's following Yah to this day. But then she had what it took was her removing those things from the home and praying over the home and taking that spiritual authority and that advice to actually recognize that Yah was real. Because if evil is real, if you bring certain things into your home and it can really affect your children in a negative way, it had to be real that the Most High's word is just. So she removed that stuff from her home. She prayed over the house, and things changed. Her son is like on honor roll. Her daughter's doing good in dance classes. So these were troubled children. These were troubled children that was really going through it. So, I'm telling you, like, this stuff is real. You need to really be careful what's in your home. Somebody said, let me see. Somebody said it's difficult to conquer those spirits. Yeah, that's why you don't want to get involved with them in the first place. Yo, Piora, thanks for the 5. Says, I held my phone up to my security camera and it flashes like a strobe light. What does this mean? Harassed every move I make. Check your email. Yeah, brother, you got to understand, I get a whole lot of emails. And I don't have all the answers, fam. Only thing I could tell you is turn to Christ. Turn to the Messiah. I gave you some advice earlier, but that's what I can give you, fam. No doubt about that. King 1, thanks for the $20 super sticker. It's highly appreciated. Jacqueline, thanks again for the 20. Anna, serve. I see you. What's good? What's going on, sis? Yeah, get rid of those cursed items. 100. Yeah, G9 Easy said, just our whole environment that we live in are part of a witchcraft polluted environment. Yeah, there's a lot of witches in the communities in the world, and the communities in the United States. But it is what it is, brothers and sisters. If you gain an edification, pound the like button. We got to start getting as much likes as possible. The more you guys come through and show y'all support and like my videos, the more I will actually go live. That's just kind of how it works. Proverbs 3 and 5 says, is the way we have to trust in him. And hold on, I don't think I read that right. Let me see. Oh, okay, I got you. Proverbs 3 and 5 is the way we have to trust in him, and these spirits don't stand a chance. Absolutely. They really don't stand a chance. Yep. I see. Let me see. Somebody said, why is tarot based on Torah? Who told you that tarot is based on Torah? Who told you that? That's false. But all praises to the Most High, the God of Israel, man. Stay away from them damn Ouija boards. Hey, those young ladies gonna be blessed if they come out of that situation. And I think this should be a real big example on what not to do. Don't play games with the devil. But I love each and every one of y'all. Hopefully, y'all gain some insight in this broadcast. We got so much more content coming that's going to be insightful, impactful. Do me a solid. Become a Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, so you can get the exclusive content without no red tape. And also, if you like to support my ministry, support me at newbreed.love. All right. Get yourself a love note. It goes a long way with supporting your people and building your nation. All praises to the Most High. Y'all have a safe, peaceful evening. With that being said, shalom, peace.